welcome to Tecsperts, where we're going to talk about the ECU baseball team this year. I'm Tori Poole, the sports editor of the East Carolinian. This is Kayla Morton, the former baseball writer and now sports chief. This is Tyler Gavin, baseball writer. And Sean Finnerty, the other baseball writer. Hey guys, welcome to Tecsperts. This week we'll be talking about ECU baseball entering conference play and where they've been so far this season. Today, Kayla wasn't able to meet with us, so it's just going to be Tyler and Sean talking about the team. Okay, so guys, what do you think so far about the team and where they've come going into conference play?
I'll start with this one. I feel like after about 2 weeks ago, they had a rough period. They got swept at home by Mercer, followed by another home loss to UNC. They seem to be going off track from their aspirations of making it to Omaha. But then they had the great home series against Towson. Part of that was Dwanye Williams-Sutton finally coming back, and he seems like he hasn't missed a beat at all. He's played 4 games since he's been back, 2 3-hit games, and then Tuesday against Liberty he had a 2 home run game. So it seems like coming into conference play, they've really gotten back on track. Not quite fully healthy because Evan Krasinski is still out with his injury, but having Dwanye back, it seems like things are going as well as they can at the moment for ECU.
Those 3-hit games added up to a .425 batting average in his last 4 games. Another good sign was to end the Towson series and start the Liberty series. Joe Engel had 2 saves for the Pirates, so he's finally coming back into form. He faced 10 batters in his 3 innings of work and had 1 hit and 3 strikeouts, so I'd say that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So ECU is going to be facing UConn this weekend. What should the fans look out for as far as strengths for UConn as well as weaknesses?
William Montgomery. UConn Saturday pitcher is an absolute stud. He's pitching to a 3.08 ERA with 4 wins and 1 loss. He struck out 57 batters and only walked 17, so the Pirates got to watch out for him.
And then for UConn, the offensive side of the game, Anthony Prado is someone to watch out for. He's leading the team, hitting .337 batting average as well. Zach Susi is the number 2, hitting .325 and leads the team with 23 RBIs. So those are 2 guys to keep an eye on.
But UConn's overall offense has actually been struggling. They're kind of right in the middle of the pack in the American in terms of batting average, batting at .259, and they've only scored 128 runs, and you compare that to ECU's 185. I get they haven't played as many games, but that should kind of mean their batting average might be a little higher. But, I mean, we'll see.
So we're not going to talk too long about it because we have that for next week, but let's talk a little bit about Houston. Number 23, they're going to be nasty to face. They've got a lot of weapons, and all around are just kind of a team that's kind of hard to pick weaknesses from. So talk about that for a minute, what ECU needs to do against UConn in order to prepare for that.
Talk about a lot of weapons, but there's one guy in particular they got to watch out for, Jake Shiner. He's putting up absurd numbers right now, hitting .436, 41 hits, 9 home runs, 31 RBI, slugging percentage is .840. He leads the team in basically every category and leads the conference in almost every category. So that's someone that the guys like Benton, Agnes, Holba, they're going to have to watch out for. Can't give him any easy plays. He obviously can crush it out of the park.
What did you say, 9 home runs there?
Yep.
I think 4 came in a week, so they definitely got to keep the ball down on him. The other thing is ECU obviously had some struggles on the road. 5-3, just getting swept in the first series. Houston is 12-2 at home, so they got to definitely prepare to get on the road. Have a strong mindset going in there.
So they have announced so far that the weekend pitchers are going to be Holba, Benton, and Agnes. Talk about having young pitchers come in here and kind of lead the team since Krasinski went down.
I'll start this. They made a combined 12 starts, and they are 7-0 in those starts. Trey Benton is probably pitching the best. He's got 42 strikeouts to 9 walks. These two freshmen and 1 sophomore are definitely a dangerous 3 with Krasinski down.
Obviously, it's great to have the young guys step up like that, but also it's a bit of a weak disappointment from ECU's perspective because you would think Krasinski, even before he went down injured, wasn't having that great of a year. He was 0-1. His ERA was .552. And then Jacob Wolf, another returning starter senior, has a bit rough start to the season, 3-2. ERA's 4.6.
Tough start against Liberty, too.
Yeah, walked five guys in that game. So, it's a good thing that the young guys are stepping up, but they need more from their senior leadership in the pitching department.
You look at this weekend starting pitchers, though, and to a UConn team that's not batting too high, Holba's opposing batting average is 236, Benton's is 186, and Jake Agnos is 206. So there's a good chance to see a lot of swings and misses this weekend.
Yeah. So since we're talking about the underclassmen and how they've stepped up, we've got to talk about Spencer Brickhouse. I mean, he's been an absolute beast at the plate and has really stepped up as a freshman.
Terry started every game so far. Appeared in 26, started all 26. Batting 337. I mean, he's as deadly as a hitter as ECU has in their lineup, which is saying a lot because they're returning so many starters from last year.
Yeah, he leads the team in home runs with 7, leads the team in slugging percentage at 604. You mentioned Brickhouse. Can't forget about Brian Packard, who has really come on as of late. He's hitting 328. He's slugging 507. He had a 4-for-4 game over the weekend. He's really stepped up as late as well. A lot of talented freshmen in the years to come for ECU.
A reason why we haven't seen Brian Packard so much is because Godwin has questioned his defense ability. But in game 2 maybe he robbed a home run.
No, that was Liberty against Tuesday.
Oh, okay, so
John stole the ball right over the wall.
So maybe Godwin calling him out might get him going a little bit.
Yeah. And then last week, ECU faced UNC, and it was kind of a big deal because, always the in-state rivalry is always going to be big. And ECU fell short, just didn't come to play, but they're going to have a chance to redeem themselves on Tuesday. What do they need to do in order to kind of come back from that loss, especially since they're going to UNC and they won't have the home fans around them?
They need to not beat themselves. Last game, they were tied in the 4th inning, and Turner Brown just completely missed. I think it was Bryce Harmon who was playing first base that game.
Yeah.
Threw it into the opposing dugout, and on the next pitch, I think it was even the next pitch, there was a home run. So they got to make the plays that they can make.
Yeah, so cut down the mistakes and on the defense. Because offensively, ECU, they can produce. But it's been some defensive mistakes in the field, and also pitchers getting behind at the pitch count, getting into bad situations, and getting hits off that. So yeah, I think they're going to have to improve on that side.
I think Travis Watkins is also going to have to play a very big game. This weekend, we were both saying that he wasn't seeing pitches. It was a lot of first swing pitches. He's batting 294. It's impressive that he started every game at catcher. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's only allowed 7 people to steal on him, but on the offensive side, he really has to get it going. He's got 22 strikeouts, and he's only walked 3 times. He's got to start seeing the ball a lot better.
Yeah, he does lead the team with 24 RBI because he got off to such a fast start to the season. But
and 2 grand slams inflates that a lot.
The last weekend and Tuesday, he's cooled off a bit. He was hitless in Sunday's game, and I believe he might have been hitless in Tuesday as well. Maybe he got 1 hit, but he's a senior. I think he's going to be able to get it together. But
definitely
the Pirates need him to do that.
Yeah, got to be patient.
Okay, well, that's it for this week's Tecsperts. Tune in next Thursday for the next week's.